Because like
But
I
think
don't,
about it.
and the
You
fact
think
that
your
that's
most
illegal.
is it ever your favorite MC is the most successful?
Sorry.
Like you think about it, how many times in your life have you been like the LSMC you think who's the LSMC is the most successful MC?
Yeah, not usually.
Not usually, right? Like you don't have to be the best of the art to be there, but to be in a part of that art and be part of the business and the market of it, like you have to find ways to be talked about, to be seen. I was putting some of my Jesus theory. And I always had people like, artists coming up trying to do independent stuff, like saying, I'm the ill seven. Once people hear me, I'm gonna be everywhere. Sold in that theory. I'm like, no way, hell. Like, think about it. If Jesus came out your wall right now into the room you're recording all this, right? It was like, yo, you're the one I chose for the resurrection of the next resurrection of Jesus. I'm going to be at Giant Stadium next week. Make sure you bring all my believers there. What the fuck are you going to do? You think you're going to pack it out? You think you're packing out Giant Stadium?
Nah.
Exactly. But like, think about all the people that want to see Jesus, that believe in Jesus.
You know.
This is, you know what I mean? Think about it. Like, all the followers, like, really. If Jesus was really coming, how many people, like, there'd be millions and millions of people there. But how many people can you reach?
I could not reach enough people without, like, I don't even, like,
Fill the fucking
if I knew the answer to that question on how to reach that many
the
people.
media room, you know what I mean? But think about it. I mean, no reality. Like, you have to understand, like, reach is reach, and you can't, like, your shit just don't spread because you're nice. It has to be a means of way to, you know what I mean? Take advantage of markets and, do as such.
Yes, I definitely agree
Yes.
with that. That's one of the biggest lessons
Anyway,
I've
that's why
learned.
I was just saying that based on what the whole street team situation is doing and does.
Yeah, but
You know
the
what I mean?
fact
Like,
that you were like a part of that shit.
shit that happens in the city gets talked about, especially when it's flash mobby, like,
No,
and
I
people
mean
support poor people going to be around.
that shit
So they
gets
get
talked about to this day. Not
yeah,
just
but
like
when it gets talked about, it spreads. Like people, it's crazy. Like people will hear about it in like 3, 4 states over. This is before cell phones and all that. You know what I mean? The Instagrams and Facebooks and all, you know what I mean? Even AOL really, you know what I mean? Like really, it was like before that time. So it's like that's the way they did it, but it really worked. Like you know what I mean? Like there was a way of being what they call it now, going viral before going viral it really existed. You know what I mean? But different manner.
yeah, I would empathize with that. I mean, like at the end
And
of
if
the
you think
day,
about the top companies, especially on music, they did those things.
and they were
It
pretty
wasn't just based on
successful
the
at it.
music carrying.
I just think it's a wild thing, right? Like I don't know that it ever went like that in Montreal. I feel like y'all are braver and push shit way harder than my city would in terms of disregard for the law for the sake of posters. I mean, some parts of town, yeah, but not most of the city. So it's just wild to like think about how y'all were running it, and it was just like put together in almost this giant contest across the hip hop sphere, almost all for the betterment of everyone. Because while everyone's
Yeah.
competing,
It was
this
it was always fun rivalry though. You know what I mean? Like, but it was always a rivalry.
but it's one of those rivalries where everyone wins because
Yeah.
nobody's really losing in that. I mean, maybe you might lose an individual battle off on a given record versus record, but like the whole culture wins on that shit. It's actually wild to think about. So you're like right there then in the middle of, I guess, the entry levels of the industry, kind of getting exposed to actual marketing and actual branding
Facts.
campaigns.
Facts. I met Jay Z like 2 or 3 times and whatever who everybody else, but the illest time from that was my best summer ever. Just because of this. One thing that happened. They did what's the name one night? They did the Tunnel. And the Tunnel's a famous hip hop club in Manhattan. You know what I mean? Like the Tunnel, if you perform in the Tunnel, you killing it already. You ain't getting even invited to the Tunnel unless you killing it. You know what I mean? You top notch of everything. So I mean, this was when the single "Man Bleek" is, and this when I was there for like good 2 months already, and then they did the release for "Man Bleek" is, and then like the performance in the Tunnel. So me being from Westchester, you know what I mean? Like I'm more up in the north. I'm like right by the North Bronx, like Fordham Road and all that shit. Where like you know what I mean? Fat Joe Punnet's from. You know what I mean? Fordham Road was like a famous like you know what I mean mixtape block, and and hip hop gear block.
Okay.
So I remember that on the way there, I was wearing something, and I had some money. So whatever, we stopped at this spot. I forgot the name of it. Was it Jimmy's? Jimmy's was other shit. It was a famous store that had all the mixtapes in it, but they just got these new roc-a-feller velours in. You know, velour was that shit popping. There's like a silver ill velour that I never seen nobody rock before. And I was like, I had mad money in my pocket. I was like, fuck that, splurge off, rock that shit. Whatever, it's gear. You know what I mean? But so we get there, so they letting everybody into the what's the name, into the tunnel. So whatever. So then Dame is going in with everybody else, and the street two niggas trying to come in, and then Dame grabs a couple niggas. He grabs me and my dude and some other dude. So we in the back when everybody's going on stage. So you know how you try to make your whole team look deep on the stage. So all the niggas is there, street team niggas, everybody else, whatever else there. But on the front of the stage, it's Hove, Beanie, and Bleek, right? And this Dame doing his dance and shit on the stage. And I've been to the time before, like on some like go in custom and shit. And you know it's long, but on stage, it looked like it never ends because it's like it really is a tunnel that like goes right, whatever. But so because I think, and I can only I know it wasn't because the way I was dancing. I just think so I was rocking that velour shit, crazy, that new shit. This nigga Dane grabs me and pulls me to the front of the stage. Now not to dance with him, but like on some like, so like I'm on the front stage of the tunnel. This is the most epic hip hop spot you can perform at, I think, at that time period that exists. Not just New York, I think in my mind that exists. That's how I look at it. I'm on the front stage of the tunnel with Hove, Beanie Siegel, and Memphis Bleek, and me and Dame like, and I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm just like, you know what I mean? But me, that happening, the word that spread around from that, I didn't have to tell nobody. The word, before I even got back in the whip, I got back in the whip in the street, like driving back, because I was in North Westchester. So it took like an hour plus to get back, you know what I mean? Niggas is talking about it that fucking night. With Flex, yes, nigga. Excuse my language.
You can swear.
Yeah, with Flex. Like Sunday night with Flex, roc-a-feller. I'm on stage with Jay-Z, Beanie Siegel, and Memphis Bleek. And I'm rocking that velour, so I'm thinking that's like, I'm a big dude too. You know what I mean? Charismatic, whatever. But why would Dame just grab me? You know what I mean? I'm thinking it's because of the new velour shit. He's like, all right, this nigga rocking new shit. Bring him in front. He just grabbed me, whatever. Put me in front of the stage. I'm like, oh shit, do the Dame dance. I don't know what the fuck I was doing. Whatever it may be. It was the best summer ever. Like before I even got back home, driving, after the party everything was over. Niggas is talking about that shit in the streets. You know what I mean? Like, this nigga Ox on stage with Hoville, like that. You know what I mean? That shit right there just gas people up to a mindset of like, oh, this nigga's on. I wasn't on, nigga, you know what I mean? But the whole mind state of it was like,
I mean, at the end of the day, it's like, I think people see it like that. Like, you have a moment that's incredible, but really, isn't that what being on is, though? Having incredible moments.
I guess.
If you think about it with the wisdom of true adulting, that's some real shit, bro. You got to be on a stage with Jay-Z and shit. Like, yo, people.
That shit was like,
it was like people might even put up $1 million to have an experience you got. If you really think about that shit, I'm sure motherfuckers would pay Jay-Z real money to be on stage with him.
I met Hov after that too. I was with Vice too, yo.
Yeah, that's wild.
Huh? Bianca was there too. Oh yeah, Beyonce. So yo, I forgot what was the name of the spot? Happy Ending, right in the Lower East Side. So they have a reggae night. Like, I think it was like Sunday night. So, you know what I mean? I used to go to my nigga Israel. I used to rock with a reggae artist. So we went there on a Sunday night. There's me, Vice, and this nigga Israel. So we go in there. But my nigga Life, my homeboy Life is a producer. He used to do a lot of shit with boot camp and all that. We know a bartender from Sutra who does Tony Toka Tuesdays. Which, you know what I mean?
I have no idea what that means.
That's where I met the Queen of the North, Toka Tuesdays. I met the Queen of the North at Toka Tuesdays. You know what I mean?
Sort of. No, I don't
know.
know.
The Queen of the North? Wait up.
Okay, yeah.
I met her at Toka Tuesdays.
I was more okay. It's more I don't know what the Toka Tuesdays is, but like I get what you're saying.
Yeah. Either way,
I hear you.
So my boy Life, we know bartender from there, and every time I walk in, he made me look like the man for some reason. After me and my life, I used to go out by myself too, when I was grinding, whatever. So then I go in there, I give the nigga like $40. He give me a bottle of champagne every time. You know what I mean? Some Moet and like 2 glasses. Like, do what you know what I mean? He made me look like I'm flossing when I wasn't really flossing at all. But he would hold me down like that. So I remember we went. It would be the same way when me, Vice, and my man Israel went to Happy Endings. So then Jay-Z and Beyonce was behind us, right? Vice said something. So I'm at the bar. I ordered champagne and shit, like turn around, trying to act like a boy. And I'm like, yo, Beyonce, yo, Hov, you don't need anything? Yo, good? I got you. You know what I mean? They were like, nah, nigga Hov is like giggle mode. Like, nah, we good, Hovey. You know what I mean? Like this nigga think you go buy us drinks, you know what I mean? Whatever. Either way.
I mean,
I'm sorry to talk this whole shit up so much. There's so much I want to tap into. I don't know what your time of is. So now,
bro,
man.
This is great. You're doing the things perfect. Like you just spent a bunch of time telling us how you met Jay-Z and shit, performed at the tunnel, and then you know how you ended it with. I've only met Big OX in real life one time, which is actually a rare statement to make on this show in my life. And Big OX is a character, right? Like he's a character. Like, and to see him be like, and so I turned around and offered Jay-Z the drinks. I'm like, you know, Jay-Z never gonna forget you, but Jay-Z forgot a lot of people, I bet.
Yo, it was like he had the smirkiest, funniest laugh because the way I did it probably. It was like, I got y'all in case some niggas needed a drink. It wasn't like, I'm buying Jay-Z and Beyonce drinks. Like, y'all need a drink, right? So yeah, I got you. You know?
But that's it. That's amazing, man.
He was like, nah, we good. I appreciate it though. Like, I was like, all right, if you need anything, let me know. If you ain't got much money left, I'll take care of you. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm sure he appreciated that though. Still, like I'm sure for him, that's a much better interaction than the version where somebody wants Jay-Z to buy him a drink. That's a good lesson, man. That's a cool story, still. Yeah. So you basically. Yeah,
I was born giving. You got to give to get. You know what I mean? I don't know. Like I don't expect anything in life, man. If you ain't giving, you ain't getting. Like I don't know. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know how some situations like that, people like always saying got it, pay for this, pay for that. I'm like, nah. I'm saying I'm taking care of people anyway. Cause I don't know.
That sounds a little bit like your upbringing in the communal Jamaicanness kind of tied in and gave you some shit.
It's my biggest fault. I give too much for everything. You know what I mean?
Maybe it might.
But at the same time, I learned it from her. You know what I mean? Like I come home from college or school, whatever, and niggas I even fuck with is eating in my crib. I'm like, the fuck these niggas eating in my crib for? You know what I mean? My mom couldn't say no to somebody that's hungry or something like that. You know what I mean? So it was like, what do you do?
I suppose in that situation, you're making a good point. If your mom be teaching you to be a decent human being with charitable attributes, you may as well be a decent human being with charitable attributes.